Good morning, and welcome to the public comment hearing regarding proposed changes to the FY 2025 Senior Designated Housing Plan. My name is Margaret Jones, and I'm the Director of Resident and Public Engagement, and I will be moderating this hearing. Next slide, please. I would like to begin by calling to your attention to the slide on the screen, which provides information on translation services provided by CHA. The information is also available on CHA's website at www.thecha.org. The public comment period began on September 18th and ends on October 17th. The purpose of the public comment process and public comment hearings is to provide an overview of proposed changes to the Senior Designated Housing Plan and to offer residents, members of the public, and other interested parties the opportunity to submit comments and questions before the document is submitted to the Board of Commissioners for approval and then submitted to HUD. Next slide, please. Comments and questions regarding the changes to the Senior Designated Housing Plan can be submitted via email at commentsontheplan@thecha.org. That's commentontheplan@thecha.org. Regular mail, fax, or during the public comment process. To encourage participation in this process, we are providing a variety of information on CHA's website at www.thecha.org. This includes resident notice with details on how and where to submit comments, the full Senior Designated Housing Plan, and summaries of the proposed changes. All of this information can be accessed through a button on the CHA homepage. At this time, I'm going to ask Josh Edwards, Director, Policy, Property, and Asset Management, to provide an overview of the changes of the Senior Designated Housing Plan.
Thank you, Margaret. You can go to the next slide, please. And the next slide. Thank you. Okay, this video, as we mentioned, will provide a summary of the Senior Designated Housing Plan, as well as one substantive proposed change to the plan. The plan was originally approved by CHA and the Department of Housing and Urban Development in the year 2000. The plan has since been reviewed and updated every 5 years. The primary reason for creating the plan was to establish that various properties will be designated only for senior residents over the age of 62. It also provided guidelines by which a senior property could be changed to a reduced age senior property that allows residents over the age of 55. This would occur when a standard senior property experiences a low occupancy rate under 90% for 6 consecutive months. At this time, 8 properties have been previously changed to reduced age eligibility. This includes Albany Terrace, Irene McCoy Gaines, Judge Slater, Major Robert Lawrence, Mary Jane Richardson Jones, Minnie Ripperton, Patrick Sullivan, and Vivian Carter. The existing plan has included this provision as a temporary measure to increase the occupancy rate of senior buildings by allowing younger applicants to move into the properties who are aged 55 to 61. While residents aged 55 to 61 may be eligible, these reduced age properties still give first priority on the waitlist to applicants who are over age 62. The second priority are then applicants age 60 or 61. Then, if no such applicants are on the waitlist, the next highest priority are applicants aged 55 to 59. While the plan includes the ability to reduce the age eligibility of a building, it likewise has established the occupancy rate at which such a reduced age property could be changed back up to a standard 62 plus senior property, which has been set at 98% occupancy for 12 consecutive months. If such a change were to occur, any current residents in the building under 62 would be allowed to remain, but new waitlist applicants would no longer be eligible and would be notified accordingly. No changes to the age eligibility are planned at any properties at this time in either direction. The plan only lays out the criteria in which such a change could occur. So now, what I've discussed so far is kind of describes the existing plan as established in the year 2000, updated over the years since every 5 years. And now in 2025, the proposed change is to adjust the occupancy rate for changing a reduced age property back up to a standard 62 plus senior property. As noted, the existing threshold was 98% occupancy for 12 consecutive months. After reviewing the occupancy rate of these reduced age properties over the last 20 years, it was clear that this occupancy rate is too high, and the temporary measure of reducing the age eligibility will not be temporary with such a high 98% occupancy threshold for 12 consecutive months. As such, the proposed change to the plan is to lower the threshold of 98% occupancy for 12 months to 96% occupancy for 6 consecutive months. This 96% occupancy rate is more in line with full occupancy for a building as established by HUD and given normal resident turnover at a property. Otherwise, aside from that change, the plan includes relevant occupancy data and a list of the various senior properties, which have also been updated. This concludes the summary of the substantive proposed change to the 2025 Senior Designated Housing Plan. And if you can go to the next slide, we just have a few questions just to kind of recap here. So as we described, this is the Senior Designated Housing Plan is a plan that sets aside certain buildings, certain properties as in CHA's portfolio as senior properties for residents who are 62 and older. But some properties allow residents to be 55 plus if that building has been experiencing a lower occupancy rate for a period of time. The proposed change is to change that threshold of the occupancy rate for those reduced age properties to go back up to 62 plus if they have 96% occupancy for six consecutive months. Which buildings are affected? None are changing at this time. As I mentioned, the plan just lays out the criteria for changing a property in either direction. If a building were to change back up to 62 plus, the residents in the building who are under 62 would of course be allowed to remain. We would just no longer screen applicants from the wait list into those buildings who are under 62, and those applicants would be notified accordingly. The approval of this plan, as we mentioned, is going through a public comment period here before it is reviewed by our Board of Commissioners. And following that, if approved, then it would be reviewed by HUD, so the changes would essentially take effect next year. And as far as answering any further questions, you can reach out, as Margaret described, to our public regarding this public comment, and you can also direct any questions to the Chase team. That's our CHA customer experience team, who can answer general questions about the plan, and anything further will be directed to a relevant staff if they cannot answer those questions. So if you can go to the next slide. And now I'll turn it back over to Margaret.
Thanks, Josh. I'm going to adjourn this public comment hearing. The public comment period continues through October 17th, and comments can be submitted by email, fax, mail, in-person drop-off through that date. Thank you.